It's just, I don't like who I am anymore. The feelings I have, I mean, does it have something to do with what I'm involved in now? I mean, what am I missing right now that, we should be talking about? Because I feel like, it's not a dream anymore. It's turned into a nightmare. I just want to get back. Everybody plays here?
Yeah. Yep.
All three? What about you?
I play guitar.
Oh, you're just kind of hanging? Yeah. Oh, okay. This is just like a little jazz kit.
He's filming,
I mean?
so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. No, I mean, the vibe of this kid is it was made after Buddy Rich's.
Oh.
Excuse me. No. Yeah, you know who Buddy Rich is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I played drums because my mom took me to the mall and I saw Buddy Rich and it was just the sickest thing. I was just like, what the hell is that guy doing? I mean, he's just like, it was just ridiculous. So DW reissued like the same vibe as what Buddy Rich was using. They wanted it to sound like his. That's why this post is like kind of old school. So this is an old school kit. If you're gonna be in this for a while, you just gotta learn how to play 2 and 4. Just like a backbeat. Just like learn a groove so your pocket, I don't know if you've heard these terms, but like a pocket is like, it's basically your feel. It's like what you have to say. And so I fine-tuned like, that groove. It's got to be spot on. So I really focused on that before I learned all the chops and stuff. I was explaining it let's say you'd have 2 and 4. So you got like, The only thing that determines how that swings is the notes you put, or whatever. It could be a kick drum, so you start adding stuff and you get like swing to it. So you got. starts from there. Without the 2 and 4, it's just like it's fake. It's like a fugazi. That's what I want to get to. I want to get back to the 2 and 4. The 2 and 4 has to be. What do you think? I mean, if I can find, that center again.
No, Brain. You must be like water.
I must be like water.
Cut! No, Brain. You must be like water.
I'm spiritually bankrupt. I need to find my center again.
No, you are spiritually bankrupt, and you need to find your center again. That's Mount Tam right there. You can see it.
Yeah, I see it.
The hump.
That's sick.
Like once I went to a small local show.
Yeah.
In San Lorenzo where I live.
Yeah.
There's like these little older guys that play there, and there's like a lot of local bands that play there, and there's sometimes a lot of people there, but this time there's no one there.
Yeah.
Weeks Park, and this one guy was playing, and he had a 20 kit with
20 pieces?
20-piece kit with like 1,000 cymbals that went all over, and he had a gong in the back.
Did he use it?
No, he used probably about a 4-piece and 3 cymbals.
But he had all of it to show off.
He had all of it.
You try to play something simple, but you can't because you're so distracted because you want to use everything.
Yeah, yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Well, that's a good point. I mean, because when I was, growing up, and I was into like fusion, and I was into Neil Peart, I was into Billy Cobham. So he was really just like everything was like super as fast as you can go and as crazy. And you should check him out. Like do a Google search for Billy Cobham. You'll freak. First, I played on a pad for 3 years.
Wow.
Just a pad. I didn't go past a pad. got my technique down. Then from there, I moved to kick, snare, hi-hat.
Are you here for the drum?
Yeah, you John?
No.
Yeah, is that them? Is that good? Is that bad?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay.
See, this is the vocal can take back right away. He just left.
This
Học vào mày đây đó tới đâu rồi? Muốn quay lại không có tới này nè. Vì ba nói 3 giờ ba mới ra mà. Yeah.
If you're gonna come by and at least we can like just see him set up,
Oh, okay. Let me pull him back.
or we can set him up.
Oh, okay. That,
Yeah?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
So seat, huh? Or it's the drum seat.
Oh, the seat?
Is that it? Or
Oh, no. You mean the
seat?
oh, the seat?
Yeah.
Yeah, just grab something.
Oh. You think they just brought up the seat?
Yeah.
Like it.
You gonna get it?
Yeah. It's fine.
Okay, we'll take it.
Can you do this for me? You gotta do this for me. What'd we talk about? What'd we say? I mean, all you do is lay around all day, and now we got some business to take care of. You gonna pull this?
Well, I don't really have any money.
You don't need money. Use your skills. You got it going on. Make this happen. You gonna make it?
I think I can do it.
Do your thing. Work it. How many rudiments do you know? I mean, do you know it's not like paradiddles, single stroke rolls, double stroke rolls?
Not too many.
Okay, well then maybe we should get into that because I could just show you how to do it. I play a pattern, you know, on my kick drum. So I play like, and they call them ostinatos. I don't know if you're familiar with those ostinatos. So that's just like a pattern that just repeats itself. So let's say you took something as simple as like, like a Baião rhythm. It's like a Brazilian rhythm. So you took like, right? And you repeat that over and over again. That becomes like an ostinato, they call them.
The hi-hat was going on 2 and 4 too.
Yeah. Well, I like playing eighth notes on the hi-hat. So I'll play like, quarter notes, not quarter notes. Eighth notes will be, I like quarter notes. So going. What this is going to do, they call this four-way coordination. So what it's really going to do is it's really going to help your timing because you get into like a trance. Because, I just noticed that when you guys were playing, like anytime a fill would come or something, it would really I would kind of just feel like, oh, that was, and you would knock it dead sometimes, but sometimes it would be off. So this is really going to help your timing. And the slower you do it, the better. And actually, as you do it slower, it gets harder. But these kind of techniques are really going to just like help your playing and your coordination because you're doing two things at once. And then you start moving them, and then you get a whole different thing going on. Do you think if I quit that it would make sense? Well, maybe, I'm thinking that it would. So maybe that's what I should do. Can you tell me what Bumblefoot means? I don't get that one. It's kind of just a weird, like, Bumblefoot.
Dope, stupid, funky hip-hop. Hip-hop. Hip-hop.
Let's say you got single stroke rolls. get that, and you just groove that and then you can start moving it around to get patterns, which I'll get into later. But the whole point is that you just want to get. So you take out the bass drum and the hi-hat, and you just got this. Just single stroke roll. I used to just watch like a whole Super Bowl for 2 hours.
While doing that.
By playing that. I would just sit there and just pocket it. And then now you can play double stroke rolls. You can play like the slower ones, but it's the paradiddle and the single stroke rolls seem to work, the best with the whole thing, because then you can start moving them around. But I'll just show you, like, once you get that style, once you get this down, which is like. That's a paradiddle. Yeah, that's a paradiddle. So you start moving it around, you get. You get that kind of whole feel going with the. You get different feels going, but you start accenting, you get. And done just kind of a press rolls. That kind of stuff. So right now, what I'm going to be jamming is pretty much what this. But all around the kit. So it's like. You know what I mean? And then once you start adding fills and once you get that groove down, it's so fun to just start shredding it up with that kind of a feel. And you're really, at the same time, you're practicing four-way coordination, because every limb is doing something different. And then you get faster and you get.
What kind of music are we going to be listening to?
Rock and roll music.
Yeah,
Cool.
my kind of music.
What's your music similar to? Who would
Like old Def Leppard. Can you help me?
And you're a drummer, or what do you play?
No.
You don't?
No. Yes.
A lot of security.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
How many CDs do you have out?
With the band I'm in?
The band, well...
Yeah, I don't know, 5 or 6.
Wow!
Yeah.
That would be great. We love to
How many
see
members
it.
are in your band?
That would be great.
Like nine members.
Wow!
Yeah.
Wow!
You know, the back.
All men or females as well?
Yeah, they're all men.
Is your
They're all
mom going to
men.
be
It's
at
a
the
men's
concert?
band.
Yeah.
Wow!
Yeah, I'm sweating in here.
I'll show you, just appeal to everybody.
Yeah.
Play
It's
baby.
a manly
Yeah?
men's band.
Yeah.
Could you sing a little, give us a little idea of what you're sounding
No,
like?
I don't sing or dance. I'm sedentary.
Do you have a tour bus? Or do you fly mainly to your concerts, or do you have a tour bus?
You gotta come to
Do you
that.
sell out most of the time?
You gotta come to that.
Do you have a lot of groupies that follow you around?
The third guitar player, I think he plays rhythm guitar. Or what's his name? Did he wear a hat that looked like Boy George?
It's just like I'm getting worn out here, I'm getting worn out there, and I just want to. I remember I used to just be able to play without thinking, and it just seemed free. Am I gonna do I have to fly to this orange light in the sky? Are they gonna find me nude one day? I'm just wearing a diaper, like you're wearing a diaper. You okay wearing a diaper? And then, it's like they're talking about like, vortex shifting and flying over stadiums with like, helicopters and to change the vortex so it feels a little better. They're worried about like, is that door cool? So anyways, it seems like I'm paying a lot of money and you just don't really care. that through this that not that
You've come for guidance? You seek respite in this harsh world? You've come to the right place. Now let's get busy, bitch.
You became a drummer. Good idea, pal. So you learned your Paradiddles. If you really need spiritual guidance, I can provide it for you. But you're just gonna have to unplug your ears from all that stupid rock music and have a listen to me. And I was telling you, bitch, rich dad, poor dad. Whoa, dude. Oh, Jesus. You know what I think of drummers? I them, I eat them, and I them out. When you see a great band playing on stage, you think every look at the drummer jumping through a hoop. 1, 2, through a hoop. Mitchell, just a oh, fuck. Dude, your nose is leaking. Oh, God. Okay. That went horribly wrong.
You've chosen.
mean, I'm scared. I don't really understand, you know, where to go, and that's why I'm here. And I was hoping you can give me, you know, the answers. For a second, like right away I noticed you added a you know thing, because seriously, because I've been in sessions where I'm with producers and they're like, no dude, just play 2 and 4, and I'd be like, okay, boom, pop.
Yeah.
No dude, 2 and 4, just, I mean, any, you know, you listen to even like Michael Jackson, Billie Jean, I mean, it's just going boom, 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 you know, they just want 2 and 4, and I've worked with the producer, you know, that's like, you know, work with like heavyweights like that, and they're like, no dude, we just want 2 and 4, we don't care about those licks. So that's why I'm saying get that down solid, then as you start adding stuff, it'll just be flavor, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let me just check it. That's right. Yeah.
Like, I just listened to what you were saying about like the 2 and 4.
Yeah.
Like when they want that, doesn't it make it sound less authentic if you hear everybody else is just boom, boom? Doesn't it make it sound like less original?
Well, yeah. What I'm getting with what I mean by the feel of the 2 and 4 is like, you know, like let's say you're programming 2 and 4 and you put the quantize on, like in Reason or whatever, you know? It's like, well, anybody can just put that quantize. So I'm trying to get them to like get where does that 2 and 4 lay. So, you know what I mean? That's what makes it original. Because it might be a little behind the beat. What's his feel? Where is his boom, bop, boom, bop, boom? If I put that in the computer and you put it on like MIDI and you see it might be like, I don't know, 10 cents off from where the actual quantize is of what the computer's thinking. So like the best producers, like, you know, the Timbalands, the Dre's, and all those guys, they're actually, you know, they don't use the quantize. Or they might quantize the kick drum and then lay the snare in free. Because that's the only way to distinguish a feel. You know what I mean? Is by the 2 and 4 is like the foundation of where it lies within the beat. You know what I mean? Because if you notice in the computer, it'll say within that quarter note, from one quarter note to the next quarter note, it'll in the computer, like I think Logic, there's like 7,000 different places you can put that snare. You can put that beat right before the next beat. Because it's like the computers are much more getting so much better. Where if you go back to the older drum machines like the MPC 60 or the MPC 3000 or whatever, if the quantize, there's only 192 places you can place that. That's why if you listen to like the 3000 opposed to the 60, is that the beat, like Dre always uses like the 3000, it's stiffer because he's got the computer's faster, and it's more like it can't think as fast. So you go back to the older drum machines, and they're lazier. Even their quantizes is lazier. Like Jermaine Dupri, I think, uses the 60, and that quantize is really lazy. You know what I mean? So it's like, it swings more. His beats will swing. You know what I mean? So it's like, I guess so I'm trying to teach them like the 2 and 4 first is because where that feels is what you are about. Because that's where you lay the 2 and 4. That is your individuality. I'll show you how to hold a stick. You know how to hold one? Okay, so it's gonna kind of be an extension of your arm. So right here, your 2 fingers, your index finger and your thumb. You kind of hold it right there. Yeah, that's it. That's perfect. That's a great grip. Look at that. You already got it. And you're gonna hit it like this. 3, 4. Can you count like that? Like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got the counting part? 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna start over. Okay, we're gonna all start together right there. Okay. So I'm gonna count it, and you hit the 1. You play. So we're gonna start. Yeah. I'll count it though. I'll count it all in. We're all gonna come in together. Okay.
On the ones I hit on?
Yeah, you hit it on the 1. I'll count it out at first. I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're gonna come in. I'll do one whole round. I'll go now, and you hit it, and we all come in together. And I'll do a little pickup into it. So it'll be like this. We're gonna practice right now. 1, 2, 3. You would have went 1 right on the 1. You got that? Can you do that?
You say 1?
Yeah, I'll say 1, but I'll do a little fill leading into the 1. Okay? You know what I mean? So it'll be like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you just hit that 1. Okay, forget the fill. The fill's too complicated. Okay, no more fill. We're just gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2. Can you count it? If you count, it's easier. So count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. That's it. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Okay, come on, count. That's it. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. Hey, it's Brain. I'm here to see the Shiggar Fraggar. So, Shiggar Fraggar, I'm here because I've seemed to lost my way. You know, I don't know who I am anymore. I mean, should I continue drumming? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's where I want my life to lead anymore. I'm completely lost.
Well. I say take the path of the lubricant moose. Seal the quill, or the deal. Follow the green road. And you shall see the fling fling pong at the Grand Coonan. The sound. You will know it's the path. Next question.
What is the answer to the question?
Then don't ask me any more of those questions, please. Thank you. Here. Take my business card.
Thank you.
And call me on an afternoon.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You know, I've gone to, the Eastern philosophy. I've gone to the Western philosophy. I've even gone to the Shiggar Fraggar. I think that if I just, get back to the 2 and 4, that center again, I feel so much better. Yes. Hey, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. I'm back. I'm back.
No. Go, get it. Good. Stay, get it. No. Good, get it. No. No. Stay, get it. No. Listen, stay right here. Stay, good, stay.
I'm trying to figure out, like, why am I? Who am I? Where am I?
Stay, no, stay. Stay!
Really, this is really serious for me. I really don't understand what's happening. It just feels like my center is missing and someone just pulled the rug out from under me. And I just don't want to be a doormat anymore. Hello?
Stay.
What's the answer? I feel like I've been coming here now for 2 months and
Listen, when I tell you to stay, come here. Stay. Listen, just stay. I know, stay.
I really need to get back.
Rip. Down. No, down. Good, stay. Good, stay.
I mean, I'm trying to...
Stay! No! Stay. Listen, stay. No! Get over here. Stay.
You know, he's out of his gourd. It hasn't been working for me for the last 3 years, and I just gotta kind of get back to it.
Go get up. No, go get up. Stay! Get back. Go get back. You're not listening.
Come on, get away from me.
I'm gonna do something just sitting.
Stay. Good. Stay. Stay. Good.
What is the answer?
No, get up.
What up?
No. Good. Get it. Good. Get her. Good. Good. No. Stay. Good. Get it. Get it. Get it. You ready, guys? Ready?
Yep.
Stay. Ready? Here we go. Get it. Hold it. Good. Hold it. No, hold on. Good. Ding dong. Good. Hold it. Get it. Good. Good. No. Shit.
When you're songwriting, get to the chorus and don't. When you're watching a live show, make me either want to fight or. But when you're sitting down behind a drum set, just lock down the tune for her, alright? For the kids. Little Silver Lake hipsters come. Drum fetish. Kids will walk around the lake. They'll pick them up eventually.
Brain, and I'm talking about some of my drum kits. So that's my drum tech Gershie, and as you can tell by the view he's got, he's doing way better than I am. And I think I used this kit on the MTV Music Awards, and it was originally supposed to have it had yellow lugs, but we kind of took them off for this show. I think the yellow lugs with the red kind of was two McDonald's for Axl, but it was originally built based off of this Tony Williams kit that Tony Williams is my favorite drummer, and I just loved, the kit he had, and he had a yellow kit with red lugs. So I said, can you do the opposite? So they called it the, like opposite Tony kit or something like that. But anyways, it's a 24-inch kick drum, 13, 16, 18, 14-inch snares, and I had a deeper one on the left just for a different tone. And the snare, is all DW. Everything's DW on this dog. And those are some, all the hardware. I love the 9000 kick drum pedal and hi-hat stands. Are the sturdiest for harder playing, which I was doing with guns. And that's actually the set list with the tempos, because the bass player, Tommy, would always yell at me and tell me I play stuff too fast. It's just the adrenaline of the show, so I'd have a little click track telling me what the tempos were, and I'd click them off. There's jungle at 128 with like some snot or something on the head. It's pretty funny. And the cymbal setup is, basically pretty simple with this kit. Just kind of a couple crashes, all pretty standard. I like K's because they're darker. And I had a Pang actually to the right, a little Pang cymbal, but it's based off of the Bonham kit, kind of like, simple, kind of like, meat and potatoes type vibe playing. Whoa. Okay. Now, this is the Timeless Timber kit. This is my studio kit, which you can see I put the logo on myself with the Sharpie with my left hand. Actually, it looks pretty good. But this kit is my baby. It's like I use it for all my studio gigs. I use it on that last Vanessa Carlton album. I use it with BT and whatever studio gigs I'm doing because it's just so versatile. But this is I think this kit is the 22-inch. That's kick drum. 10, 12, 14, 16. And this kit just is sick. I mean, the Timeless Timber is just, it's just like I think it was in the like some lake for like 2 billion years or something. I don't know. But it's just the finish is this a satin finish, and it's like just like a, it's like feels like a baby's butt. It's incredible. I don't know if I should say that. Is that bad to say that? Anyways, it's so smooth. It's just the finish. I don't like to take this out very much, except on just studio sessions, like I said, and stuff, because it sounds so amazing, and and it looks incredible as far as the whole thing. So I just don't like to. Never really play live. It's mainly studio, and I had them do the nickel plated. I think it's nickel plated hardware. I'm not sure what. I think yeah, that's a 14 by 14, 16 by 16. I think I did. But it's mainly for studio. It's just smaller sizes, so it just sounds a lot. It punches way better, and basically no one's ever complained about this kit. They just keep asking me to bring it back. It's pretty sick. It's Gersha's dog. Whoa, look at that chair. Is that Cartel? It's pretty good. But like I said, it's been since I've had it for 2 years, and it's been my main studio kit. And there's the beautiful artwork I put on there. For studio, I like to just basically use this kind of setup, which is it kind of covers everything, which is 2 toms in front, 2 floor toms. There's the 9000 pedal, which I like to use the 3 legs with the 9000. I rarely do double bass, so the 3 legs really makes it sturdy. I'm always complaining when I get some and they're the 2-legged ones for me, because I just like to really pound on the hi-hat, so that's why that's the 3-legged stand, which I don't know if anybody cares about that. And this cymbal setup is pretty basic too for studio. I kind of like the same. It seems like I'm always using the same. Oh, those are the new cymbals that Zildjian sent me, which are sick. They sounded incredible. I used them in the video of the section with Buckethead. Look at that thing. That thing just kills. God, that's nice. I might just set it up and just leave it in the he should just leave it in the I think he does leave it in the living room, just so people walk in and like, whoa, check that out. Okay, what's this now? Okay, this is my Primus kit that I used with Primus, and man, that looks nice. Gersh, dude, was that a new shirt or is that the same one? Anyways, as you can see to the left there, I have that Gong bass drum that was used for. I had him build it for me because with Primus, there's a song called "Blue Collar Tweakers," and it's got this part where. I used that thing where it kind of went down and that I'd hit that thing and use that all over the place with Primus. But this is kind of a different, this kit was based off of Terry Bozzio's, one of his kits that, one of those Gigantor kits that he has from DW, where it's and Stuart Copeland sat in a couple times on this kit on the Primus tour, and he really dug it. So this kit is based off of that Terry's. He had this kind of black kit. It was like, I think it's Bird's Eye Maple, and I had it done with black lugs. God, that looks cool. I should probably, get a gig in some like, dark metal band or something. It's got that vibe. But anyways, this is, I think this was like 10, 12, 14, 16 also, with a 20-inch Gong bass drum on the left and a 22 by 14-inch kick because I wanted it shorter. Basically based around Stuart Copeland. Stuart like came and produced a couple Primus songs, and he said he used a shorter kick drum. So that's what I had built there. So you could see the kind of the birch. It's hard to tell. It almost kind of looks metallic in what I'm looking at now. But I don't know. It really sounded great live, and I used it on the album. I used it on Rhinoplasty and Antipop. Both those Primus albums, this kit was used on. And that the snare, I didn't talk about that. It's an aluminum 5-inch 5x14, and that snare is I'm not sure I used that snare on the Primus. That's new, I think. That snare I used with the Timeless Timber kit, and that was all over like Vanessa Carlton, and I think I even used that on Tom Waits. Tom Waits was like, hey man, can you bring some crazy stuff or whatever? And I thought, wow man, what can you bring for Tom? So I just, it looks kind of old, like somebody made it out of a garbage can or something. So I brought that, and it sounds really crazy. And I used it on some of his stuff, his latest album. And, whoa, they're going quick here. Well, there's Gersh again. And, I don't know, I guess that's it. All right.
And what I mean by 2 and 4 is like just literally, if you're counting like bars, I don't know if you guys read music or anything.
I do.
But you do a little bit, kind of. Yeah. So if like you have a bar 4/4.
Yeah.
So there's 4 quarter notes.
Yeah.
You can divide those quarter notes any way you want. 16th notes, 8th notes. So when I say 2 and 4, it's kind of like 2 and 4 on the snare, 1 and 3 on the kick drum, then like 8th notes on the hi-hat.
Okay.
So 8th notes would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then 1 and 3 on the kick would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and then 2 and 4 is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, exactly. Like that feel, like once you can get that pocket down, then you start adding stuff.
Yeah.
And I'll teach you what I mean by adding stuff and what makes a swing, what makes the beat swing. Because the only thing that can make a beat swing is the notes you play in between and how they're like I noticed they're using Reason over there or whatever.
Yeah.
Like it's got a little swing on their thing, so you could be like, if you put a 16th note right before the 1, so if you got boom, bop, boom, bop, boom, bop, boom, bop, ba-boom, bop, boom, bop. The only thing that's gonna, and if you start adding that kind of stuff, the only thing that determines that is what your swing is and how you interpret those notes to determine how the beat swings and what your feel is. So like in Reason, you can like play around with the shuffle. So if you have, you can make it go faster, so it's like, or that's straight, then it starts to swing. So it's how you interpret that swing is what determines like how your feel is, and why like you get hired, or like programmers, like beat makers, they got to know this because they got to be like, how do I want this to feel? Do I want to lay the snare drum behind the beat, put the kick drum ahead of the beat a little bit? So like Prince, every time he has 2 and 4, he'll always like put the snare drum way behind the beat and put the kick drum ahead. So it has this kind of quirky, and you're kind of like, whoa, it feels a little awkward. starts from there. So, you know, that's why I was just saying that if you can get that 2 and 4 solid, then you start adding stuff. That's when, like, you can, because I think the coolest way to approach it is, like, to show that you got the groove, and then you start going off from there. I don't know. I just want to check out everybody's, like, 2 and 4, and then see what you guys got to add. You want to go first? Yeah. Like, take the same tempo, like, you know, like 1, 2. The thing I was noticing is when you started adding extra notes, you were kind of speeding up. So like what I would do is before you even get into like adding something, I would say just let it sit for a while. So you really feel like boom, got, boom, got, boom, got, boom, got. Like just do it again, but let that go for about, let's say 30 seconds. Then start adding something and really just concentrate, you know, on like the time as you start adding stuff. I don't know if anybody else knows, you know what I mean? You kind of sped up. Because once you lock into something, everybody they feel it too, and like everybody can feel 2 and 4. Yeah. So it's just like, if you start like wavering off that, people will be like, oh, like it's slipping a little, you know, nowadays like everything's determined off of machines and stuff, so everybody's programming, and a lot of times they use the quantize, so they're used to shit just being perfect. Right on. Yeah, where the old school stuff, it wavered, but now it's like really solid. Let me check that out again, but just lock into it for a little bit before you add something. Yeah, just stay right there. Yeah, there it is. Stay right there. I don't know, I mean, it felt better to me. I mean, the only thing I'd say is you start doing anything, really think about the time. What I would always hear in my head, you sing something, I mean, a good thing to do is like, you know, when you're thinking about groove, I'm just talking about groove now and then we'll get into some questions, but when you're thinking about groove, it's like I always sing something. I'll sing like a bass line, a guitar, in my head. So when you're going, you know, any kind of weird like licks or anything like that, you're really hearing like just, you know, I'm still hearing, you know, some kind of like pulse, either whether it be a shaker going, so you never get off. Well, I guess the reason why I'm talking about like the 2 and 4 is because when my teacher told me that, I thought like, dude, come on, man, you know, I want a solo. Yeah. But I swear, the reason I'm still, you know, I'm like 40 years old right now, and I'm still playing drums and making a living on it, and not a bad one. So, I'm just trying to teach you like what got, you know what I mean? With like, if you want to do it for real, like, you know, that's all people, you know, want to get into is the time, you know, timing, your feel. Like what dictates what your vibe is. You know what I mean? They want to hire you for your feel and what your thing is. Like as soon as he played, I knew it was someone different than you. Mm-hmm. So just perfecting like where you feel things and stuff like that, you know. Where I was noticing mainly is just like, you know, when you start going off, I lose like, you know, what that feel is and what your vibe is. And then if you lose that, you know what I mean? It's just like, really important. Yeah, I mean, you know, just in the spacing of the beats and how you interpret it or whatever. So, but you want to play? Okay, so again, like, you know, like right off what I noticed when you started, it was like you started adding stuff right away. And then it became like you're just adding stuff all the time. instead of kind of going what I was suggesting, like, you know, lay it down solid. Then when you do something, you know what I mean, show it off. Then go back to the groove. Because after a while, it just starts to sound like, oh, somebody's just because we're talking groove here. I'm just saying, like, what groove is, you know what I mean? So, like, lay down, there's this drummer that plays, his name's Dennis Chambers. I don't know if you know Dennis. Yeah, I mean, he's my hero, right? And so, that's his vibe. I got it from him because I took some lessons, you know, and just like, his vibe is like, he'll lay down a groove, just the simplest thing, and then he'll do a lick that you're just like, what the? You know, like that just blew me out. Then he slips right back into the groove, and then you're just like, wow. You know, then it meant something. So I'd say right now, really quick, just do the same thing like he did. Just like lay the beat down, do something, then bring the beat back. Do something, then bring the beat back. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just practice that for a second. Like it could be any lick you want, but instead of continuing the lick, like just bring it back to the 2 and 4. So it's like, oh, he did something. Now he's bringing it back, because that's how you might set up a chorus, you know, a bridge to a song. So like you got your beat going, you're jamming, you do your fill, could be some fancy kind of vibe. Then you like, okay, now you're in the ride. Now they're in the chorus of the song, and you do something fancy. You come back. Instead of just like kind of flailing. Like that's sort of like kind of like almost like regimental type of thinking. I think it just makes it more, it's just like that's what I'm always thinking when I'm like playing. You know, I'm always thinking of like form and like, okay, I'm going to do something now and then I'm going to bring it back. Then I'm going to do something and then I'm going to go to the ride. Then I'm going to do something and then come back, instead of just like you're always just kind of, it's just like drums to me has got to be like a pulse. It can't, you know, it's like there's certain things where you might do stuff that needs to be a part that you're like, you know, that has like intricate patterns. But then I would always keep that solid too, you know what I mean? And then do something and come back to that. But right now we're just talking about 2 and 4, doing something, come back to the 2 and 4. Just practice. Let me just see how your timing is when you do that. Okay. And stay at 2 and 4 for a second. Like right away I noticed you added a you know, thing, because seriously, because I've been in sessions where I'm with producers and they're like, no, dude, just play 2 and 4, and I'd be like, okay, boom, pop. Yeah. No, dude, 2 and 4, just. I mean, you know, you listen to even like Michael Jackson, Billie Jean. I mean, it's just going boom, 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 boom. You know, they just want 2 and 4, and I get that down solid. Then, as you start adding stuff, it'll just be flavor, you know. Go back to that. Just 2 and 4. That was it. To me, I swear, dude, that sounded tighter just in general as a feel. You know what I mean? I mean, I hope I'm not like, you know, wearing you guys out with this, but I'm just trying to just show you that I swear, you know, that's what got me every gig I got, is I go in there and I just lay it down. Then if they want me to show off, yeah, I could solo like a maniac. But before, you know, that's what, like, right there, to me, was a better feel. Yeah. And then you started adding licks that were more solid. Because I could just tell you were just like laying it down more instead of just kind of floating or whatever. But yeah, that was good. I mean, just think about that as, you know, as a way of going back and forth. But let me check out you before. But right away, did you notice the difference in like feel from your feel or whatever? Like his feel was a lot, even though it was kind of like the same tempo. Your feel was a lot more like laid back. You know, your hi-hat was lazier. You know what I mean? So even, you know, when he was talking about, well, it's just 2 and 4, you know, really I noticed the difference right away. And just, you know, not that anyone's worse. It's just more like, that's your personality. You know what I mean? It was just a little more like, you had, you know, it was swing. I can tell like you were swinging in your head more than you were like, you know, like, so the licks you were doing and stuff were kind of just like swinging, you know what I mean? As far as like, you know, technique, as far as like holding the stick, because I noticed, let me see how you're, because, you know, you get better tone and stuff and determine. His technique was, you know, pretty good as far as like where he holds, you know, like the fulcrum, like would be there. I noticed yours was kind of more like this. You know, you're kind of doing this thing like this or whatever. But the way that I found that you can get the most snap and stuff out of your is like if it's an extension of your arm. So instead of like this, kind of like, so it's like, you know, it's like this, like an extension of your arm. You know, like holding it out like that. You kind of had that. Yeah, you kind of had it more like this. So while you were playing, you know what I mean? It had a better, it just, I find in the end, like, I noticed that you know, were kind of like this too. But my teacher right away said, like, you know, like keeping it like this as an extension of your arm, and this kind of lays right there, like in between. You know, this is the fulcrum. Yeah, like that. More than like this. I noticed especially you. Like, right now, I'm going to just do like single stroke rolls. Like, right, and that's your doubles, right. That's better. See how that's more, yeah, I just noticed when you were playing, you were kind of playing like this. You know, and like if you just start getting used to it being an exact extension of your arm, because then when you're playing, wherever your arm goes, it's just kind of like, that's what, instead of like this, it just starts to get like, it just looks, especially looks-wise too, it starts to look sloppier. You know, when it's an extension of your arm, it's definitely like more solid.
How long do you take lessons for?
I took lessons for about 10 years. You know, just like off and on. Like I said, you know, I started just on a pad for about 3 years. You know, just practicing. You know, and just like, you know, just like all those. Just practicing like that on a pad just the whole time. And then I got into, like I said, kick and snare, practicing, you know, the 2 and 4, AC/DC, just, or R&B, just any, you know, rock. I was listening to AC/DC because it's just so, you know, boom, ba, you know, it's like just that pulse. Or I'd just like put on some like R&B radio, play all the like, you know, this like the, you know, like that kind of like really like, you know, just like really slow, just like, you know, really just, you know. Like that's the simplest beat you can play, but to me it's the hardest, just going. You know, because it's got to be, if you waver a second, everybody hears it. Yeah. When, you know, when you're doing the jam and stuff, it doesn't really matter. But, so, you know, I just got into that, but I took lessons from the very beginning.
What do you do to practice now?
Now I just play.
You just play?
Yeah, because, you know, I was like practicing so much that my teacher was like, dude, just get in a band and play. So the reason why I'm showing you this Baião and Samba is because that's how I learned to play. I joined a Brazilian Samba band and went to Japan for a year, and we played 4 shows a night, 7 days a week, playing those kind of rhythms and doing that kind of stuff. So, you know, that's how I learned how to play. Was, you know, I just like joined a band or whatever.
What do you think about posture when you're drumming?
Well, yeah, my posture's horrible, you know, or whatever. I mean, it's like, because I'm always just kind of going for it, you know, I'm always leaned over or whatever like that. But, you know, what the way I like to I think, you know, a lot of people say, oh, you know, set up your drums a certain way to make it so it's like easier to play. But I think, you know, what makes like, you know, the individuality is like, you know, having a vibe. Like sometimes I like spend hours just looking at my kit. How am I going to set it up for this show? Or I'm joining this new band. What do I want to say? with the way it looks. You know, so I'll just totally like sit there for hours and set it up, then I'll get used to it. Because I think it's important. I think if everybody had a generic hit, then everybody would be like, well, what, you know, like you said about Neil Peart, he has his vibe and it works for what he does. As long as, you know, you're not doing something totally out of the ordinary and it's gonna screw you up completely, you know, but in general, I like to have, you know, this at pretty much, you know, parallel. I don't I don't usually sit high enough to where I'm like, you know, I've seen dudes play ska music or, you know, just like weird, this guy, I think it was the guy in the Stray Cats, and he was literally like sitting this high playing, almost standing up. Wow. And he was ripping it up. So, you know, I mean, it was just like, whatever, he's got his vibe, so it was, you know, he was doing it. But I usually just say, you know, I think that if, like, you know, I try to, because my spine was getting messed up, because I like to have my snare kind of angled, and I was always playing like this, so my spine was kind of curving. And my doctor was like, dude, you gotta like sit up straight. So, I don't know, I mean, as long as, you know, your legs are like kind of parallel to the ground, and you're kind of standing there, wherever everything else is set up, I just, you know, kind of say go for it. Do you guys know how to tune?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How do you do it? So what is, let's say this, like you were gonna put this head on. Well, what would you do first?
First of all, I would get set up, and then I would, you know, you tighten it to a certain point before you actually have to start, you know, screwing it on.
Yeah.
Until they're all even.
So you do it with your hands.
That's no, I have a drum. Oh, to that point with my hands, yeah.
Yeah.
And then get a drum key and then do it opposite sides.
Yeah.
So it goes on evenly.
So what?
And then fine tune by putting it in the middle and going around.
Yeah, just putting a little pressure on the drum. So let me take it back, and then I'll just, you know, so what? Well, first of all, I get the drum head, and I crack the edges.
Yeah, that's true. Like some people set it on paint buckets after they put it on the drum, and they put it like natural.
Yeah, I usually just stand on it.
So you just stand on it? Are you
Yeah.
serious?
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's a drum. It's supposed to be, yeah. But no, I usually, but before I even do that, I take the physical head, I hold it, and you just crunch the edges.
Okay.
Because really, that's going to make or break how fine, you know, I mean, how like good the head is or whatever. Because you'll hear it crack.
Yes.
As you go around, it'll go. I work it for like 3 or 4 minutes. And then I get it, and I just like, this is the head without the drum, you know, and I'm doing this to it. I'm like, I'm cracking the edges, you know, but this is it right here. And I get it to where it's just like, feels like, okay, I've worked this thing. It's like, you know, before you're like gonna cook a piece of meat or something, and you're hitting it with a hammer, you know, like you're tenderizing it. And then I put it on, and I always pretty much seems like it works the best, is, you know, putting the logo on the top of where you're going to play it. I mean, it just bugs the hell out of me when I go to a guy's drum set and it's like over here or something. It's just like, what the hell? But so anyways, I kind of put it like, you know, always facing, you know, like where I'm going to like play, you know, like or whatever. So this one right now is a little off because I think I had it over there, but usually I put it like right there on that lug. Just for some reason, I don't know. That's just a tradition for me. But then I always tighten it by hand all the way around, just like this. You know, go all the way around. And like you were saying, you know, after that's tight, then I work it again before with my hands. You know, I just keep working it because that's just going to make it like, it just feels like, you know, like it needs to sit in a certain spot. And if these things, if the edge of the head isn't completely flush around the actual bearing edge, you know, it's just, you're going to hear, it's going to sound like a football, or it's going to go boom, or boom, it's going to go up or down the tone. But, so, anyways, I guess once I tighten it with my hands, then I work it again, then you'll notice you can tighten it again. So I do it again, you know, keep doing it until I can't do it anymore. You'll notice that you keep doing it and you can't do it anymore. Then I do what you say, you know, I do like maybe a quarter turn, opposite sides, quarter turn, quarter turn, quarter turn, quarter turn, hit it, you know, whatever, quarter turn, do it until, I think every drum has a sweet spot. I think every drum is different, and so I think it's like, you'll find where this drum's gonna sing. Like where it just boom, and you're just like, man, that's bad, that's where it should sit. And then as you start tuning it up, you'll notice you're choking it, and as you start tuning it down, you notice it'll start flapping. So I think the most important thing is like what you were saying, once you get it tight, and whatever, instead of just hitting it till you think it sounds good, I mean, hit it to where you think it sounds good, but then tune it up some more. You know what I mean? tune it up and hit it and go, oh, that doesn't sound right. Go back down. Then tune it down. You'll find that sweet spot. And what I've noticed that after I start doing that and know where that sweet spot is, I just noticed that that's just where I can, I know the feel of the drum and I can do it every time. So, I mean, that, you pretty much seem like you guys all know how to do that. But what I've noticed is that getting it higher than I think it is, when I know it sounds good, so I know that's the sweet spot, and then lowering it and bringing it back up really seemed to help me to find out where that's where that drum should be. Because, it's just like it only to me, it sounds really good in one spot. And that's just where I always tune. And people are like, oh, I tune my drums really high. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? They'll be like, oh, I just crank them until they're like all like timbales. And I'm like, well, yeah, I can turn this drum up to where it's just going, it sounds like a timbale, but that's not where it's supposed to be. So I kind of look at the drum and I say, okay, dude, this is where you sound the best. And that's just what this drum set sounds like, and I leave it. And if I want a higher pitched drum, I'll go get a Birch kit, and I'll get higher pitched drums or something. Instead of choking the drum, it just feels good in a certain spot. Yeah.
When you're playing with Primus or Guns N' Roses, how much do you work in paradiddles and all that kind of technique stuff you're showing when you're playing with them?
Well, what I've learned any time I'm playing or I'm on stage, I don't think about anything except just the music. So, it's like, to answer your question, practicing those things, I don't think about that when I'm playing with him at all. Not even for a second. Because I practice those things, they just kind of go to that. But when I'm doing that, I'm not thinking of those patterns ever. Or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
So it
just comes out. So it's kind of like learn it, use it, and then lose it. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like I don't think about it at all. I just try to just go for it or whatever. But I'm listening to the music. I mean, I listen to well, what is the bass player playing? Where is he putting the beat? I kind of look at it as, when I saw that cat in there programming, like the same way as programming. I'm just like, okay, what's the bass doing? Well, what do I want the kick drum to do here? Like, I don't just start jamming. Like, you know what I mean? I listen to okay, the bass is playing that, okay. What am I, because I'm thinking well, what's going to sound good against, I try to think about it in terms of well, if this guy's playing this, what am I going to play? And then once I hear that, I just let go. I never think okay, I practiced the biome today, I'm going to use that because I know it. It's just what feels right. And I've been on gigs where I'm kind of stuck. I'm just man, what the hell am I going to do? This guy's playing this thing, they're all waiting for me or looking. And as soon as I just say, F it, and I just let go, the most natural thing always seems to be, once I get out of my head and stop thinking about okay, I got to do this or I got to do that or this is the way I got to play this, and just go for it, it seems to always work, you know what I mean? And then I know that, okay, all the stuff I practiced helped, but it's not here right now. I'm not thinking this is what I'm going to do right now or whatever. And I'm really thinking about just grooving it, you know what I mean? Just laying it down at first. When I'm in doubt, I just play 2 and 4. And then it seems like everybody kind of picks up. Then I start adding little things. From there, you might think of okay, maybe I'll add this with this, and it becomes this intricate beat, which is your own beat and your own personality. But I started from, because I don't know what else to play right now. Okay, well, that's kind of cool. Oh yeah, that guy's vibing off that, and that becomes the pattern. But it always started from just grooving it. I guess I was just starting from the basic thing because that's what my teacher taught me, and I just realized that, I'm still here playing. The phone hasn't stopped ringing or whatever why. I'm thinking, oh, maybe it's because I play 2 and 4 solid. And then the rest just kind of, whatever. So. Yeah. Yeah. Dude, this is going into hell. Oh, no. No, I can't get it. Oh, dude, we're in trouble. You see that vibe, dude? Yeah. Dude, we're in trouble.
We show up with an ambulance. That's how hardcore we are.
Someone's gonna need.
Even George Bush doesn't arrive with an ambulance. Hey, dude. No, go ahead. Go. Get on. What do you think? Already. We drove this.
Look at everybody out.
Yeah, that's so awesome.
Serious?
That would be awesome. Wait, why didn't you guys just? Okay. That's fun.
Oh, man! My expensive bag falls out. God, I hate this shit. Shoes are getting dirty. I want my mom.
Oh.
Right?
You really gonna hit it for? I need a marker.
I think if we get it, I will.
Give me money. I'll get it right.
I don't have any money. We gotta get it, dude.
You told me earlier. She's like, I can do it now.
Oh, where's production?
Oh, yeah. Yeah? What band are you in?
Cheap Trick.
No. What's the band?
Cheap Trick? Yeah.
No, it's hard to say.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, it's Guns N' Roses.
No.
Yeah.
No way.
You're not
Slash. Axl Rose, you're not Slash?
Well, yeah, but they got other people in the band.
Yeah, I know.
What is it? There's only 2 people in the
No,
band?
that's no.
Slash is no longer in the band.
Slash and Axl. Yeah, there's only 2 people. It's not a dream anymore. It's turned into a nightmare. You know, without the 2 and 4, it's just like it's fake. It's like a fugazi.
No brain.
Cut!
1,000 cymbals that went all over, and he had a gong in the back.
Okay, we'll take it. How many rudiments do you know? Continually pattern that just repeats itself. How many rudiments do you know? Can you tell me what Bumblefoot means?
Wow!
Yeah. Like, do I have to like fly? It seems like I'm paying a lot of money and you just don't really care.
Jumping through a hoop. 1, 2, through a hoop. Mitchell just stop.
Hey, it's Brain. I'm here to see the Shiggar Fraggar.
The sound! You will know it's the path. Here. Take my business card.
Thank you.
That's what wasn't here until a little while ago. Notice how the dirt is already staining the snow. Man, the smell in here is pretty intense. How Christmassy. that's that. You're down. You think you're down, and then you open another door. So you probably think she's talking to myself. She's right. All right.
Started smell-o-vision, so you're pretty lucky.
But tenderine, some say love your soul to bleed. Some say love, it is a hunger, an endless aching need. I say love, it is a flower, and you, it's only seed. It's the heart afraid of breaking that never learns to dance. It's the dream afraid of waking that never taste the chance.
Oh, thank you.
It's
Oh, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
who won't be taken, who cannot seem to give, and the soul afraid of dying that never learns to live. When the night has been too lonely and the road has been too long, that with the sun's love in the spring becomes the rose.
I don't like who I am anymore.